What's up, y'all? Let's do this. Oh, hi guys, welcome to Nikki's World. I'm Nikki, your host, and today we gotta talk about the sham show trial that the Democrats are pulling with their J6 committee. I mean, this is, the show trial they're doing is nothing but a distraction, and it's distracting from the failed administration and the failed government in this country. But before we go any further, guys, if you guys love Nikki's World so much, please consider donating a cup of coffee for me, because for a price of a cup of coffee at Starbucks, Dunkin' Donuts, and Cumberland Farms, you guys help keep this podcast show alive. You guys help me curate more stories, more topics like this to talk about. I do accept Bitcoin donations. I'm also on Locals, guys, if you guys want to support and sponsor this podcast show. If you guys love Nikki's World so much, please hit that like, subscribe, please give me a review. Good, bad, and the ugly. And before we get this show on the road, literally, guys, if you guys love this episode and any of my other episodes on Nikki's World, please consider sharing this across all the social media platforms that are out there today. Woo! Okay, guys, as you all know, guys, the so-called January 6th committee, they're doing their show trial to basically try to scare the American public from voting Republican. They're trying to drum up fear, okay? That's what's going on. They're trying to drum up fear that, the Republicans, the evil Trump supporters, the evil MAGA supporters are going to ruin this country and threaten democracy. You know what? That's projection. In my opinion, that's basically trying to say, like, we're trying to instill this, we're trying to instill that. No, what it is nothing more than a show trial, okay? It's nothing more than a show trial that the Democrats love to pull. And you know what's funny about all this? In communist countries, show trials are common. Show trials are like the norm. Show trials are like what you see in communist countries, what you see in dictatorial countries, okay? They're so common in communist countries, dictators, authoritarians, that it's kind of funny how the Democrats say, oh no, we're fighting for democracy. If you're having a show trial like this, is that fighting for democracy? I don't think so, guys. That's not fighting for democracy. That's just like basically instilling fear and authoritarianism. That's all it is. And quite frankly, guys, it's basically trying to drive a wedge in this country. They're basically trying to divide this country, basically instill fear and panic among people, and at the same time, they're trying to basically say to people that, the evil Trump supporters, if you don't vote for us, you know what I mean? If you don't vote for us, the evil Trump supporters will get in, and the evil MAGA supporters will threaten democracy. You know what the problem is? Democrats and liberals are projecting. They are projecting and accusing you of the very thing that they're doing. So you know my rule? Whenever a Democrat accuses you of being something, look behind the corner, because they're doing whatever they're accusing you of doing, okay? And whenever they're doing that, it's because they want to silence you from seeing the fact that they're doing the very thing that they're accusing you of. It's no secret. It's no shocker, guys. It isn't. But it is what they're doing. And it is what the Democrats are doing in this country. It's no dirty secret. Nope. It isn't. But I will say this, guys. It is a dirty trick that they're pulling. Because Democrats in the United States, they all love to say, hey, this is what the evil MAGA supporters, Trump supporters, white supremacists are doing. But then you look around the corner and behind the curtain, they're doing whatever they're accusing you of. Yep. That's what they're really doing, guys. And you know why I will not watch that show trial that they love to say it's so important? Because you know why? It's a scam. It's a scam and a sham. It's the biggest scam that they're pulling onto people in the world. It's the biggest scam, and it's the biggest sham artist in the world. Because you know why? They're trying to pull this scam saying, January 6th is worse than Pearl Harbor, worse than 9/11. I say this, give me a fucking break. Essentially, guys, this January 6th show trial is essentially what they're trying to do is accuse you, the American public, you, the Trump supporter, you, the Republican, you, the MAGA supporter, of basically being a white supremacist, a domestic terrorist, and all that shit. That's what they're trying to do. That's what their aim is in this country. Their aim is trying to silence you, the American public, from voting Republican. And their aim is basically saying, hey, we don't want you voting Republican. If you vote Republican, we're going to put you on this show trial, this committee, in front of this commission, and all this shit. Yeah, that's all it is, guys. That's all it is, folks. It's a show trial. It's a show trial to scare you into not voting Republican. And you want my advice, guys? Ignore the January 6th committee. They don't have subpoena powers to say, hey, you have to appear this and this and this. They don't. And I would say, no, you're not legitimate. I'd say you are not legitimate. Simple as that. And I would say to the January 6th committee, you don't legitimately represent the people. You only represent your party. Okay? And that one Republican there, Liz Cheney, who's daughter of Dick Cheney, she needs to go. In my opinion, the Republican Party in Wyoming needs to strip her. strip her of her party membership and just say, nope, she's no longer a Republican. We don't recognize her as a Republican. I would do that in a fucking heartbeat. I would. But you know the thing is that Dick Cheney would probably pressure the Republicans to keep her on. But I'd say to Dick, I'm sorry, Dick, you're way past due. I mean, seriously, you're way past prime. We'd love to have you on the Republican Party, but you passed your use date, okay? You were good during the 80s and 90s, but I don't know, 2000, beyond 2000, it's like, I don't know, we can't use you anymore. Yeah, we can't. But the way I see it, guys, Bush Cheney's gonna be booted out anyway. Because if you look at the Wyoming primary, she is gonna get shellacked in the worst way. She's gonna get an ass kicking in the very worst way. She literally is, guys. She literally is. And in my view of this, Bush Cheney will not be in Congress after 2022. So she's gone. But I will say this. This sham trial is going to be their doing for the Democrats. Because it's gonna basically end them in the worst way. It's gonna end them so badly that they have no wiggle room left to run for office. They don't. They don't, and they won't. And I promise you this, guys. I promise you this. Democrats will not be the majority power beyond 2022. They may still hold the White House, but we'll be able to hold Congress and the Senate. And if we get majority, let's just say it's like this. If we flip the House and the Senate and we flip it to a majority Republican, there is no way Democrats can ram their like a Marxist, Leninist, communist, socialist agenda down people's throats. There is no way. And their attempt will be futile. Okay? Their attempt will be futile. And as long as we can hold, I say like this, as long as we can hold the House and the Senate at both the state and the federal level, Democrats have no wiggle room. Democrats have no room to maneuver, and they're done. Simple as that. They are finished. They have no way of basically surviving. They don't. They have no way of surviving. So, in my opinion, guys, this show trial is gonna basically finish the Democrats royally. It's basically gonna say to the Democrats, you got no way of regaining power, you know? So they have no room left to maneuver. Okay? Because I'll tell you this, they don't have nothing to run on for the 2022 midterms. They don't. And if you look at the polls that are coming out right now, it paints a stark picture for the Democrats. It paints a Waterloo moment for them. Because you know why? The Democrats are going to get an ass kicking like no tomorrow. They're going to get their asses kicked so fucking badly that they're not going to recover from this. I kid you not. There is no way the Democrats are going to recover from this. All right. So looking at the show trial that the Democrats think is going to be their watershed moment, it's going to be a nail in the coffin for them, and it's going to spell the end of the Democrat Party as we know it. All right. So either way, Democrats are finished. The Democrats are done. They are never going to survive as a party. All right. I mean, quite literally, if I were to make an educated guess, you know, every Democrat is having nightmares right now. You know, every Democrat in the country is having like haunting nightmares that they know that they're not going to survive. They know that they're not going to make it. They know they're going to get an ass kicking like no tomorrow. Yeah, they know. They know. It shows. And they know that as a party, they're fucking done. They are fucking finished. And we all know the Democrats are finished royally. We all know that. Because I know this. Democrats have no room left to maneuver. They don't. In my opinion, Democrats are done as a political party. They are done. This show trial that they want to pull, that goes like this. Oh, it's our version of the 9/11 committee or the 9/11 commission. Well, you know what? It's a sham. It's a sham and a scam. It is the biggest sham and scam that they're pulling in the world. It is. And quite frankly, guys, this show trial is just one of the biggest piece of garbage in this country's history. It is a piece of shit. It is a piece of crap. And believe me, ladies and gentlemen, believe me, this would make the McCarthy trials look pale. Okay? I mean, Joseph McCarthy would, if he heard about this, would probably be rolling over in his grave right about now. Because he would sit there and go like this: what the fuck are these communists doing in the Democrat Party? So this is why, guys, I laugh and scoff at the January 6th committee meetings and their show trial. I laugh at that because you know why? Because it's nothing but a scam. It's nothing but a scam. Just to instill fear in the American public. Just to say, hey, if you vote Republican, we're coming after you with this show trial. It's funny. It's funny how they love show trials. I mean, look at how like authoritarian governments, like say for example Adolf Hitler, his Nazi party loved putting people on show trials. It seems Democrats have a hard-on for show trials. It seems that way. It seems like they have a instant hard-on or instant like an addiction for show trials. It seems like that, folks. It seems like it. And by the way, guys, that's a hell of a good coffee. That is. But it seems like they love show trials. They love to put people on show trials. I mean, I'm not surprised by it. I'm not. But I'm just saying. It must be their flavor, because you know why? they probably have a serious love for what communism, socialism. You know, it's probably because they love communism and socialism. It's why they love show trials, because they want to scare their opponents, or they think they're trying to scare their opponents. But you, me, everybody else in this country is looking at it going, we're laughing at their sheer stupidity, their sheer arrogance, and their lack of common sense. Yeah, pretty much. It's pretty much what we're seeing. But you don't have to be like shocked or amazed. You just have to be like, is this your idea of a show trial? Is this your idea of wanting to scare people into not voting Republican? You know? And the one thing I do want to say this, and I do want to talk about this, is that this show trial is essentially a distraction. Okay? If you want to look at a good example, look at communist, authoritarian, and dictator countries. Whenever they want to do a show trial, why do you think they're doing that show trial? If you look behind the curtain, they're doing this to distract you from what's going on in this country. They are essentially doing this to basically distract you from what's happening behind the curtain, what's going on behind the walls. That's what they're doing. And that's what the show trial is doing, guys. The show trial is essentially a distraction. It's a distraction from the fact that the PINO, the president in name only, his government, or his so-called government, okay, is an abject, epic failure. The show trial, the J6 show trial, is nothing more than a distraction from the failed government, from the failures of the illegitimate government. It's showing the world that they can't run this country. They have literally failure after failure after failure after failure. Essentially, guys, the J6 show trial is a sidebar distraction. It's like them saying, "Ooh, squirrel! Ooh, squirrel! Ooh, squirrel! Ooh, squirrel!" That's what they're doing. It's basically saying, "Ooh, squirrel! Ooh, look, squirrel! Ooh, look, squirrel! Ooh, look, squirrel!" That mentality. And the reason why they're doing this is to basically distract you from the failures of the PINO, the illegitimate government, and the illegitimate administration. It is. And it's nothing, and I'll say this, it's basically their attempt at hiding all the failures, okay? It's basically hiding all the dismal failures of the PINO, the illegitimate government, and the illegitimate administration. That's what this J6 trial is trying to do. They're trying to hide. They're trying to distract you from the record high inflation, record high gas prices. They're trying to distract you from the fact that inflation is like, 8%? That inflation is so high that they can't afford this, and this. That's what they're trying to do. That's what the J6 show trial is, it's a distraction. It's a distraction from the PINO's epic failures. It's basically showing how the PINO and his illegitimate administration and his illegitimate government is an abject epic failure. I mean, look at the show trials in North Korea, China, Iran, Venezuela, or even Cuba, or even Iran. When they do these show trials, they do these show trials to simply show what an epic failure they really are. They do it just to highlight the failures of the government. They try to show that like we mean seriousness, we mean business, we mean this and this and this. But if you look behind the curtain and behind the fence, you can see the dismal failures. You can see the dismal epic failures of the PINO and his administration. You can really see it. And it doesn't shock me, and it doesn't surprise me that the epic failures are being shown. It doesn't. So that's why this J6, this so-called J6 committee thing is nothing more, okay? It's nothing more than a show trial. It's nothing more than showing the dismal epic failure of the PINO. It is. And you wonder why, like, vast majority of the media is not showing, like, well, I shouldn't say vast majority. You wonder why conservative media is not showing it, because we all know it's a show trial. It's a dismal epic failure of the administration, which is illegitimate in my opinion, and it's an epic failure of the illegitimate government. It is, and it's a dismal failure. I mean, I'm not surprised, I'm not shocked, but I am whatchamacallit, like saying wow, you know. I'm like saying, damn, it is a dismal failure. It is. And if you ask me, the show trial is a sham. It's a scam. And in fact, it's really just trying to scare people into not voting Republican. That's all it is. I mean, if you wanna get my honest to goodness opinion, the J6 show trial, it's like it's just basically trying to scare people. It's just basically trying to say, oh, we're just trying to scare you from not voting Republican. Yeah, that's all it is, guys. They want to scare you from not voting Republican. That's all they're trying to do, you know? And it doesn't surprise me that they're doing this. It doesn't surprise me. I'm not surprised. I'm not shocked. But I am surprised that liberals are fawning over it, going, oh, it's finally here that we're going to show the world that January 6th was an insurrection, was a threat to democracy. No, you know what's an insurrection? BLM and Antifa are rioting, looting, and burning, and trying to burn this country to a ground, and then them trying to say, oh, it was worse than 9/11, worse than Pearl Harbor. That's a slap in the fucking face. That is really a dismal slap. But If you ask me, guys, that show trial just shows how dismal this country is. It just shows how out of touch, how clueless America is. It really is, guys. It really is. The show trial just essentially says like this: we don't care about your policies. We don't care about what's going on in this country. We don't care if the country's falling apart or the country's going downhill. They don't. The show trial just shows that they don't care about record highs, like record high gas prices. They don't care about inflation, that your dollar isn't going further than it should. It doesn't. So that's why I got no faith in stock in this show trial. I don't, and I will never watch it. I will never ever. In my opinion, I would never watch that show trial, because the show trial is a scam. The show trial is just showing how people don't have full faith in stock in the country. It is. And if you want my view, I wouldn't take stock in the show trial. I would not take stock in it, because the show trial is just showing how much of an abject failure this country is. Okay? They're just trying to distract you from it. You know how if you like dogs, when they go, "Oh, squirrel," and they see the squirrel, but they want to chase it, but the squirrel's distracting you from doing what your owner or your owner would say. Yeah, that's all it is. It's a sidebar distraction. It's basically distracting you from what's going on in this country and the abysmal failures of the current administration. And if you can see that, guys, and if you can literally see that we're witnessing abject failure, it's like Dan Bon Jr. Once you see it, you can never unsee it again. Yeah, that's what it is. It's like once you see it, you can never unsee it, no matter how hard you fucking try. Yep, you can never unsee it. You can never ever. I'm sorry to say it. You can never ever unsee it. And I'll tell you this: the failures of the PINO is evident and clear throughout the country. It is. It shows how abysmal, how basically like this, how dismal failure the PINO is, and how the Democrats are in this country. It just really shows. I mean, put it to you this way: the failures of the PINO is so stark, so profound. Okay, it really is. It really, really is. And I ain't surprised by it. I am not shocked by it. I will say this again: I am not shocked by the abysmal failures of the PINO. I am not shocked by it. No siree, but what I am surprised, guys, what I am surprised is that the failures of the PINO is why the J6 committee is doing the show trial, to distract you, to basically scare you from voting Republican, and is basically trying to hide and gloss over the failures. Pretty much, that's what's going on. And I'll say this: the Republicans that are on that committee, I'll say this: They're done. They are never going to be voted back into office. They're virtually finished as a political party. They are. They are virtually, for all intents and purposes, finished. They are never, ever going to recover from this. They're not. Their recovery attempt is not going to happen anytime soon. It isn't. So, in my opinion, guys, I would ignore the J6 show trial. I would just say to the J6, I'd be like this, yeah, whatever, dude. Your show trial is a show trial. It's a sham and a scam. And all you're trying to do is scare people into not voting Republican. And it's not working. And it will never, ever work. I'm sorry to say this. It will never work. No matter how hard y'all freaking try. Yep. So, in my opinion, guys, don't worry about the show trial. Don't worry about the J6 show trial. Don't. The J6 show trial is just a scam. It's just basically a sham trial, a scam. It's trying to scare you into voting like Democrat. And to me, it's not working. It's not working, and it will never, ever work. So, for me, guys, I wouldn't put full faith into the J6 show trial. I would not, because the J6 show trial is just showing how much of an abysmal failure the government is. That's all it is, guys. It's just showing how much they are a dismal failure and how they hate this country and how they hate this government. Yeah, really, guys. Really. It really is showing it. So, in my take, guys, I wouldn't put stock in the J6 trial. I wouldn't put full faith and stock into it. I would just say, yeah, whatever, dude. Yep. So, anyway, guys, I'm here in Springfield, Mass. I gotta do some stuff here. But in any case, guys, I thank you very much for listening to Nikki's World. I'm Nikki, your host. I will catch y'all soon. Bye for now.